council and city manager. I sat back and I tried to listen to this the best that I could. One of the things that I've learned over my 36 years in law enforcement is communication. There was an article printed in the Ledger about the Muskogee County Sheriff's Office signing into a 287G program with the Department of Homeland Security. I had one gentleman with the Hispanic community that came in and he spoke with me and asked me every question I wanted him to not only speak to me, but to speak with my staff. I have a lot of staff that are Hispanic and Latino. The 287G program in which we entered into is not what you just heard. My heart goes out for anyone that has been mistreated, especially strangers. In Matthew 35:30, Jesus gives us what we should do for foreigners and strangers, that we should welcome them. And Jesus looked at those as being the least of those amongst us. In the work that I do in the sheriff's office, my job as sheriff is to be the chief law enforcement officer for the county, the keeper of the peace, and the chief jailer for the county. We come in contact with very dangerous individuals. You may recall a couple of weeks ago that I stood on the stage with the U.S. Attorney for the Georgia Middle District, the FBI supervisor agent in charge, the DEA supervisory agent in charge, and you heard one thing come out of our mouths on the stage: cartel. That's the main reason for this. We have 8 individuals out of the 480 plus employees that we have within the Muskogee County Sheriff's Office. We have 8 individuals that signed up for this program. 5 of those are in management. 3 of those are investigation. Half of those are Hispanic. I wish that we could communicate better. If there's a problem that a citizen may have, I have an open door policy. Anyone can come and make an appointment. I'm an open book. You can ask me any question. I've always told people I'm straight, no chaser. My job as sheriff is to have a safe community. We've seized over $320 million in drugs out of Muskogee County over the past 6 years. We've seized over 1,600 handguns out of the hands of gang members, drug dealers, and cartel members. I've had the privilege of seeing things that other people don't see. My job as sheriff is not to be politically correct. I just want to be correct in keeping our citizens safe. I've seen some things that are scary to me. And we have some problems in our community. And we've had issues with cartel members within our community. We have a problem in our community, and that's the sole purpose of us entering into the 287G program. You will not see the sheriff's office going out and looking for individuals that are undocumented. I have over 200 plus capacity overcrowding within our jail. We're not looking for new customers. We want the worst of the worst. And some people may want to come up and posture and do whatever they want to do. But my job is to walk with the love of Christ. I'm a public servant. I'm not someone that persecutes individuals. My job is to protect our citizens and to keep them safe. And everything that we do within the sheriff's office, it's not about a program. I understand what the 287 program is, but we have task force officers that work within the sheriff's office that are assigned to the FBI, that are assigned to the DEA, and we work with other task force offices. We have the Attorney General's office that is housed within the Muskogee County Sheriff's Office, and everything that we do is for intelligence base. We have 2 models for the 287G program. One is for the jail. There's a lot of intel that comes out of jail. There's a lot of intel that comes out of a jail. Columbus Police Department knows that. Muskogee County Sheriff's Office knows that. The GBI knows that. Every federal agency knows that. The crux of the matter here is about keeping our citizens safe, nothing more, nothing less than that. Us entering into the 287G program is solely for intelligence. It's not for me to go out here and look for individuals. 5 of the 8 are in management. that leaves 3 people. We're not going out here looking for anything, and I hate to see this happen because that's not who I am. That's not what this program is about. It's about keeping our community safe, and if anyone looks at it other than that, I've respected listening to other people, and that's one thing that I think that we need to be able to do is to communicate. If there's a problem, communicate. And I believe in what the Word of God says, that if you have a problem with your brother, to go to him. I don't have problems. If I have an issue with someone, I go to that person to get answers because I don't want to put out misinformation and bad information. And as sheriff, I'm going to keep on working to keep our citizens safe because there are so many things that our citizens just don't know. They just don't know. But if you knew what I knew, and if you've seen what I witnessed, I think that a lot of citizens would just say thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thanks, Sheriff. Councilor Barnes.
Yeah, just one quick question, Sheriff. I'm sorry. First of all, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for asking. So what are the issues with cartels that have led you to enter into this agreement? And just in practical terms, how will this agreement make us safer?
Well, we've had, and we don't run into this every single day.
Yes, sir.
But for the handful of individuals that we run into, and for intelligence purpose, I won't be able to go into it because we are investigating cases. Mm-hmm. We have people that come into our jail every single day that are Hispanic, Dominican, whatever nationality they are. Once they are fingerprinted, we do nothing else with that. If they make a bond, we walk them out of the front door. We don't want to hold people against their will, but we do have a problem with cartel. When I took office 6 years ago, that's one of the first things that I said, that we have a cartel problem, and you could tell based on the crime. Because what happens is that when gang members enter prison, they make friends with people on cartel, on the cartel side to move their drugs. And when they get out of prison, they do the same thing. The largest drug operation that we had, where we seized over $279 million, spanned from an investigation in Muscogee County into Mexico. And all of that was cartel. So if we don't deal with this the way that we should, then we're going to keep having a problem. And we're not talking about some of the things that we were talking about 6 years ago. We don't have the same murder rate that we used to have. Sure. It's because we have targeted all of the worst, the guys that were making the threats. And what a lot of public members may not realize, I'm the only public safety official that receives death threats. There's a person right now that I have to go to court on that wanted to kill me for the work that I do.
Gotcha.
So this is not easy work that I do. And this is not something that you can poke fun of come to the podium, because my life is in jeopardy for me wanting to keep our citizens safe. And that's what I'm going to stand on. I'm not going to, I can't be politically correct. I want to walk with the love of Christ and treat everybody the way that they should be treated, and to wake up in the morning trying to figure out what can I do to better serve our citizens, and when I lay down, thinking the same thing.
Gotcha. And can you just help me understand how this agreement, just on a practical level, makes us safer? Because I don't really understand it. I appreciate it.
The only thing that this does is that it allows us to gather intel, because we run across individuals. And here's an example. There's only so much intel that we can get at the local level. Okay. But we just seized 42 pounds of cocaine. And I'll try not to go into the case too much, but these were individuals that were not from here. They were from another country. It has nothing to do with us wanting to enforce immigration laws. We want intel, because there are people that come into Muscogee County that we deal with. I'm not talking about everybody that we deal with, but the most dangerous people that we can consider dangerous, that are possibly parts of cartel. They may not have anything on their record here, but us having the intel here, we would know that if they are wanted for murder in another country, drug smuggling, human trafficking, and that's what we run into. A lot of individuals that we run into, they have ties to all of that. And in order for us to keep a safer community, that's the only way that we can gather more and more intel, is to build those relationships. We can do that at the federal level, and that's what helps us to enhance the way that we investigate a person. Because if we have someone that comes into this county and they have $2.3 million worth of cocaine that they were hiding from us, and we feel like that they may have had ties to a cartel, because we can tell the way that it was cartel, and it moves through Muskogee County every single day. And I want to know, who am I speaking with? We're not trying to persecute a person, but the intelligence helps us, because there may be another agency in another state, another county that's experiencing the same thing. And when we all come together, we share intelligence, because what happens somewhere else will happen here. And the 287G, one is for a jail model, which allows us to gather intel. It allows us to make arrests if we need to, but we're not making arrests. And by law, the sheriff's office has to work with ICE and Homeland folk, and we have to report quarterly who comes into our jail that's undocumented. We do that quarterly. It's on our website. It's on our social media page. But this is solely for intelligence only. Even when the Ledger did the article, I said, this is not something that needs to be sensationalized. This is business as usual for us. Nothing new, nothing added to it. You will never see the sheriff's office going out and doing certain things. And there's a reason why you don't see federal agencies in Muskogee County, maybe doing what they've done in other parts of the state, well, the parts of the United States. We have a very professional law enforcement community with our chief, the sheriff, and our public safety director. We work hard to keep the community safe. And every conversation may not be a friendly one. And this is not a partisan issue to me, because crime has no party issue and crime has no barriers.
Got you. So this agreement allows you to access that additional criminal background information. That's what I'm ascertaining what you're saying.
Information, if we have to make arrests, because ICE agents and other agents, they travel throughout the United States.
Okay.
I know this because I have other friends that are federal agents, and they go to different areas to go there. But if we don't have the help that we need, then we have to be able to do it on our own. It's the same thing if it's a different type of drug case through the DEA. That's why we have task force officers. If we don't have any agents, then we do that on our own. And it gives us the it gives us the ability to leverage federal resources to get the job done. And that's solely it.